correspondent associations, and the launch of our annual directory, which has become our small contribution to the work of this organization. This booklet, right here, provides all the contact information of journalists, missions, organizations, and NGOs. You are all welcome to pick up a copy on your way out. UNCA is now 71. 71 years is an important piece of history. Since it was founded in 1948, UNCA has grown from a membership of 50 journalists to a global organization of more than 250 members from around the world. I want to thank tonight our founding members for their vision that today is our strength. Today I want to pay tribute to those journalists reporting and covering the United Nations and to those who find themselves in difficult situations throughout the world. Journalists work in a climate that has deteriorated worldwide. Hostility towards members of the media across the globe is growing, and more and more journalists are killed on the job, and others are intimidated, harassed, arbitrarily arrested, or injured. As I wrote in the directory, I echo past appeals by Secretary General in calling for governments to protect journalists and to strengthen press freedom. It is very important to remember that freedom of speech for press and public alike is not a gift, but a fundamental right that must be protected by governments. Before I ask the Secretary General to make some remarks, I must first thank some individuals and organizations. Thanks to Hopi Beverage and Mina Ishiwatari. Thanks to Sakura Restaurant. Thanks to the sponsor here on the back that give us the occasion to enjoy food and wine at the bar from my own country, Italy. James Sheehan that has the Italian wine. Chef Andrea Zanin of the Italian cuisine. Marco De Ceglie of Filippo Berio. Thanks to Giovanni Pellerito of Lamborghini for his consistent support of UNCA over the years. Thanks to Artosino that let us try some Chinese food. To Ilili that sponsors some incredible Lebanese food. Thanks to the Mission of Canada and to Mile Hand for providing the famous Canadian bagels. Thank you. Thanks to Diageo Guinness and the Mission of Ireland, to Stella Artois and the Mission of Belgium. And now, thank you to my team, Sherwin Bryce Peace, Giampaolo Pioli, Melanie Cigliati, give a big applause to her because today was not easy. Shauna McGee, Melissa Kent, Gian Goma, Luke Vargas, and all the other UNCA members that support us in this project. And now, it is my great privilege to welcome up the Secretary General of the United Nations Antonio Guterres.
Dear friends, I want first of all to congratulate you on your 71st anniversary. And it's for me always a pleasure to see at least an institution that is still older than me, by a small difference, just 1 year. It makes me feel a little bit young. And I also want to strongly congratulate Valeria Rubenko for her election and wish the best success to the mandate of the new team. I must say that I found very good to see that you still have a booklet. I mean, now everybody uses the internet, everybody uses the websites, and I must confess, I still love books, and even when they are booklets. And I hope that even in the future, people will still keep the pleasure to read a good book or the pleasure to consult a booklet when we have to find some important indication. So congratulations for the fact that you are keeping this very valuable instrument for your work and for our work. Now, we are living in a difficult period in relation to the exercise of your profession. We have seen in many parts of the world the national sovereignty agenda gaining ground against the human rights agenda, which in itself is a paradox. Because one of the elements of national sovereignty should be exactly to value the human rights of the people of the respective state as an element of sovereignty. But the truth is that we have been seeing the civil society space being restricted in many parts of the world. And in these restrictions of the civil society, one of the most worrying trends is related to the freedom of press and is related to the persecution of journalists. In my past profession, when I was High Commissioner for Refugees, I always used to say that the two most dangerous professions in the world were to be either a humanitarian worker or a journalist. And I've seen in many of the countries where UNHCR was operating, colleagues that have passed away in the line of duty, and journalists that also were killed when they were reporting the tragic situations that we were dealing with. But more than that, or more dramatic than that, is when we see journalists that are arrested, tortured and killed because they want to exercise their profession, which is a service to the public in general, which is a service to the world. And then when that persecution comes, not only from different armed or terrorist groups, but also from the states themselves. And I think that the battle for the freedom of press and the freedom of expression is a fundamental battle for us all. And the protection of journalists, victims of the violations of that freedom, is a very important job, a very important task for the United Nations and its different areas, including my own area, in my own capacity, that even in the recommendation that I received today is once more underlined, needs to be strengthened. On the other hand, I would like to say that it is important when we witness the way hate speech, for instance, proliferates in the social media, when we see many of the aspects that are contaminating our civic space in the world, to clearly distinguish the need to fight those manifestations that are undermining the social cohesion of our societies, to clearly distinguish it with the need to preserve the freedom of press as an absolutely essential instrument for the development of modern and democratic societies. And for the UN, your work, independently of the nature of that work, sometimes reporting on things that happen, sometimes expressing your opinions, even your criticism, your work is absolutely fundamental for the UN to be perceived by the public in relation to what the UN represents in today's world, with its good aspects and with its problems and difficulties and handicaps. It is your work that allows the people to know exactly what's happening here, and it's your work that is the best guarantee that multilateralism will prevail and that we will be able to go on serving the peoples we care for. So I want to express to all of you my very, very deep gratitude and to wish that your 72nd year of work will be as successful as the past ones, and that your service to the United Nations and to the cause of freedom will be as effective in the future as it has always been in the past. Thank you very much.
Cheers and happy birthday, UNCA!
This way. 赶快给我照。
So, so,
Thank you, thank you.
赶快给我照。
How are you? Thank you.
拿着相机给我照。
Nice to
so,
Excuse me, sir. I want to just give you this letter. It's about human rights.
啊，我知道。
For human rights in Pakistan.
women in
Yeah. She's my sister, and she's in extremely dangerous situation. We give Diana some state rights in
so how many members you have?
More than 250.
Is that your office? Are you from the office of the secretary?
No.
She's the president of the association.
Yes.
Secretary General many times with you.
Very well.
Can I give you my card?
Happy birthday.
I'm a former colleague. I was running the UN mission in Tunis for 2 years.
He has to go, guys. He has to go. He has to go. He has to go.
Oh.
Can we have a picture with him? Can I have a picture with you?
我给你照了，那镜头里面有。
Ladies and gentlemen, we need to
Guys, sorry.
Can you take a picture of us?
We have to move like that. I know. I'm trying my best. Okay.
Thank you for everything. Beautiful. We love you.
Guys, we have to go. Yes.
Thank you very much.
This way, baby. Hey, sorry. Excuse us.照了没有？我给你照了无数张。Thank you.
Oh my God, go.
That's it.